everybody, I'm BrianTheBlue, and welcome back to Current Calamities, where I take a break from the past to look forward to the future with the games of the present. Well, E3 2021 sure was a thing, wasn't it? But let's go back to February when I was watching the Nintendo Direct, and when I saw the reveal that Miitopia was coming to the Switch, I was like, finally!
Miitopia, a me-centric game that involves your Nintendo avatars in what I consider a great step for them to go.
I mean, as they've done sports, went on parties, and played music that was the opposite of the bee's knees, why not stick them in an RPG?
I didn't play the original 3DS incarnation, but I have played my fair share of games that involve Miis. I'm a sucker for any game that supports Miis, as most of them are fun and enjoyable. But that may depend on who you ask.
It's been 7 years since I played a Mii-oriented game, the last one being Tomodachi Life way back in 2014. Now that Miitopia is in my hands, I'm pretty excited to see how it goes, so let's, be me.
Before we hop in, I want to do something real quick. Since I know we'll be seeing Miis all throughout the game, I want to increase my roster from the 66 I have currently.
While I'm doing that, I just want to say the reason why this video took a week longer to make than usual is because I couldn't find a physical copy anywhere. When it released on May 21st, it was already sold out at Target, and in the weeks that followed, they didn't get any more copies, and I couldn't find it at Walmart, Best Buy, or GameStop, but that's my fault to expect anything from them these days. I was amazed and perplexed, and after constant frustration, I finally found a physical copy online going for the same retail price. I was growing desperate, but now I have it, and thank God.
Got my roster to 76, which should be enough. Now let's head out and see what the world of Miitopia is like. First thing to do is to get my Mii. From there you can choose their personality, which I chose as cool.
'Cause I'm cool. I'm a cool guy. No comments, please.
You can also customize further to give your Mii more to his face, like makeup or a wig, but
yeah, I'm gonna skip that. Not being an anime waifu or dyeing my hair like the popular YouTubers do.
So let's dive into the lore. The peaceful world of Miitopia isn't so peaceful anymore, for a dark force is stealing the faces off the Mii residents and sticking them on his minions. And that's where I come into this story.
Yes, I believe you can call this BTB 420.
I'm minding my own business when I get attacked by one of the many monsters. But it had to be a butterfly because, ooh, so scary for a weakling. Try that again when you're extinct. I run into the next town to warn the folks that live there, and this is where one of the main selling points of the game comes in. You see, you can customize the Miis you encounter by casting them with your own Miis or creating new ones.
This leaves the window completely open to who you can include. You can have friends, family, and... no.
So I arrive at the town of Greenhorn and nobody has time to hear about what I saw. Not carefree guy Joe, not lovey-dovey couple Jordan and cousin Annie, or sarcastic guy Ryan. If any of y'all are watching, let me know if I casted you correctly.
But I know I got Nico down as the mayor. That face is fantastic.
Speaking of faces, it isn't long until the Dark Lord comes in to further his rampage by stealing the faces of the residents.
I don't even know who that's supposed to be. Oh, Jacob? Couldn't recognize him without his glasses. Bro, that ain't me. My Mii has the shades. Okay, then who is this guy?
Well, it doesn't matter, as my task now is to try and save the face of Mama Blue's sassy child. She gives me this heirloom for good luck, and when I catch up to this Dark Lord, the child's face is transferred to a slime monster, and the heirloom shows its true form as the tutorial voice of the heavens. And I mean that too, as this text will be our narrator in a sense of helping us or alerting us of new things of note, which include giving me a job, which gives you a role like in a typical RPG, chose the warrior cause I'm the hero of this. Neverending Story. I'll talk about how battling works in a second, but all you need to know is that I rescued the child's face and Mama Blue is grateful for it. Now I'm off to rescue the other faces that are scattered across Miitopia. the journey of BrianTheBlue truly begins. Now from the village, you go from dot to dot on the map, traversing the area and interacting with anything you find, but more often than not, you'll find there are enemies afoot prepared to battle you. Battles, like most classic RPGs, are turn-based, where you get a turn to attack, then your enemy or enemies get a turn, and the first one to knock down all their opponent's health will win the encounter, gain experience, and other bonuses and rewards. Now usually games like these don't go long without you having a party to accompany you on your way. Well, that voice succumbeth to bring me companions in the form of my brothers.
Hey Wim, I'm here to repossess your Switch. Alex, I'm in the middle of a video here. Well, I need it for 2K Battlegrounds. Well then, do you really need it that badly then? Good point. You win this round.
So at certain points, more party members come in and you can assign them to your liking, but you'll also have to choose their own personality and job, and to keep it fresh, I tried to mix it up on everyone to see the differences, and it definitely shows during battles. Having a party member makes things interesting as you don't control them, you can only control your me and watch them do their own thing. They can have their own special moves as well as character-specific traits appear every now and then, but so long as you can get through the fight, you'll be in good shape. No telling how long a path can last, but you'll know when you're done when you reach an inn, and that is a whole other kettle of fish to work with.
Hey Brian, I just got back from Japan. I want to tell you about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ and your car's extended warranty. I like Satan.
I will say, coming to the inn and appearing this early in the game takes the fun out of finding new party members, but I made Kevin a cleric cause it's probably wise to have a member that heals. But there's more to the inn than just random encounters. At any inn you come across, you'll stay the night to recover all your health or magic points that you lost along the way, but you can do a number of additional things while you're at it, like feed your Miis with food you got to boost their stats, give them money to upgrade their attire and weapons. Some may look off-putting though, but you can keep the stats while discarding the undesired wardrobe. Wish I knew that sooner. One of the things the game stresses is party members bonding. Two members spending time with one another can increase their connection.
Not necessarily love connection. I mean, I love my bros when they're not being dicks, but we're not incestual in any way.
But spending time together increases your bond, which can lead to more teamwork in battle. The other two options will require you to find special tickets during your quests, but if you have some, you could possibly spend more quality time with a party member and watch some silliness ensue, or play 2 mini-games for a chance to win more gold or prizes. They're straightforward games, with one being a roulette wheel and the other being rock, paper, scissors against a bot.
And if there's anything I learned from Alex Kidd, is that this type of game sucks. It doesn't take long to catch up to the Dark Lord, and he tries to take us out right here and now. Well, it's been fun, everybody. I'm gonna go back to the past, and until next time... Huh? Oh, a savior. Who is it? Who is it? Who is it? It's Tyler! Tyler from my retro life. Such a wise man. I should have known from the start. And, Sure, he can do magic, but have you seen the magic I can do, bitch? Now that's just plain rude.
Now that we have a full party, I can talk about these weird things I've noticed. As your Miis travel along the trail, they tend to talk, and it sometimes doesn't add up. It's odd they don't have that synced up correctly, but it can sometimes give you funny nuggets of dialogue. Another thing, it's rare that there's anything bad in the treasure chests you find. You may encounter baddies, but you're more likely to find goodies 95% of the time. Also, with other assigned characters, I may have not realized that I casted the roles in the wrong sex. Like my best friend Elmo is the Nintendo fanboy, But the role is supposed to be a girl?
What are you trying to say, Nintendo? Your fans can't be boys?
We continued our quest to rescue faces all across Miitopia that have been stuck on the strongest of monsters, fighting all sorts of foes along the way and building our bonds. And with more of us to do such, that means a lot of team bonding must be done to build the most effective party.
I stopped recording right around here, but I did continue playing off camera. Here's a recap of what you missed.
The brothers Jacobians recover the last face of Greenhorn belonging to the sarcastic man now put on a rock. He was easily defeated by our heroes, though he made it sound like it was a waste of time. And we may tend to agree. The mayor tells us to warn the king, which calls for more casting, and we also got to design a horse, which is another new feature to this game. He becomes our new companion, who we name Lucifer, because of the eyes and not anything to do with me. We arrive in time to watch the king's face get stolen, and we must recover it immediately. Along the way, we all continue to bond in our own unique ways, and even getting time with Lucifer, and falling off him too. King Dave is saved, and Dave, I'm so sorry. You can thank me later. We're introduced to the Princess Sarah, who has a love for the simple nobleman Michael, but forced into a relationship with this shorty Prince Christopher. We must accompany the prince to the castle, which is not an easy task when he has a Napoleon complex. It's not long until the lovers meet and come to blows, and the king suggests to retrieve a special fruit to calm everyone down. As we go do that side quest, our separate bonds continue to grow with ourselves and the horse, but when we get the fruit and make our return, the castle has been invaded by a good number of imps. We take them out and discover the princess has fallen victim to the face-snatching Dark Lord, and now we must go and recover it while the little prince cowers in fear.
And that's where we find ourselves now. That was a long recap. I'll try to shorten it next time, because there will be a next time.
Now the Dark Lord has taken the princess's face to Nightmare Tower, and it's not really that of its namesake. I don't know if it helps, but I try to keep each party member at an even level of experience so that way they can dish out the same damage or magic all around. Of course, weapon and wardrobe upgrades help too, but keeping it even seems to pull us through. That is until we get to this face-off.
I really don't know what to say. I'm just mesmerized by those breasticles jiggling. And this is a Nintendo game.
Face-offs are usually tough and will test your party in its cooperation and strategy. If you don't do so well, you may go down for the count, but there is another feature to get you back in shape in the form of sprinkles, which you can use between turns to get a party member's health or even magic stats back up, or even revive a player if your healer is too lazy to do such. But saving the princess means there's a happy ending after all, as Michael and Princess Sarah get together and Prince Christopher is left in disgrace. On a side note, I dreamt up these Miis a long time ago, so it's only fitting that they get together. It's only because Michael showed his nobleness and nothing more. We did most of the work. Our journey continues as we go after the Dark Lord towards the whole new area of next door.
I get it. I hope you do too, like with the face-off thing. My audience is smart. Unlike me with these puns.
The only other thing I can mention is that maybe on your travels, it could be worth your effort to go back into some dots as you can find an alternate route to take or open another pathway on the map. You'll know when an area is clear of things of interest when a flag is put on top of it, so if you fancy finding more goodies or maybe want to grind a little, the options are there. But I think me and my colleagues have had enough adventure for one day. It's time to rest at an inn.
Wait, what? My brothers have been snatched in the night and now I'm back to square one? Well, how am I supposed to carry on from here? Guess I'm gonna have to find out while you guys speculate.
It may be weird to close on somewhat of a cliffhanger, but trust me when I say the game gets more interesting from here. You fight new or different enemies, meet more unique characters, and there is a town on the horizon, which means more Miis to cast in roles. I honestly had a ton of fun, and it only gets better. But now I have to get new party members on board. Which means...
Come on, Brian, I'll be useful.
Alright, fine, but I'm making you a pop star.
So, with all that being said, what's my overall opinion?
This took a while to make and go through, and there's still plenty more to go from what I can see. And let me tell ya, I'm looking forward to it all. Miitopia is a great return to form for the Miis to make more of a comeback, and I hope they get either implemented into more games or have more of their own games, remade or otherwise. Just gotta flip that W to an M and you have a new series on your hands. I crave for the next Mii game. If it's a sequel to this, that'd be cool too. Just remember, if you see this party coming, you better be ready for Wii. So what do you think? Do you agree with me, or have your own thoughts? Let me know by leaving a comment. If you like what you see, like the video with those thumbs up. If you think anyone else would like this vid, share it around. And if you want to see more of me, this show, and others, hit the subscribe button. I'm BrianTheBlue, thanks for watching. I'm going back to the past, and until next time, I'll see you in the future.